Hi, everybody. I thought I'd go over the Southeast Region Study Guide with you real quick. So get out, if you already don't have it, your Southeast Region Study Guide. Okay, go ahead and turn to the second page. It says States of the Southeast Region. And we're going to go over some hints and some clues as what you can do to remember where the states are located on the map. So the Southeast region includes Florida, where we live, and one of the states is Tennessee. So Tennessee is actually the top of the T. If you look on the map, it looks like Tennessee and Alabama make the letter T, and Tennessee is the top of that T. Louisiana is shaped like an L on the bottom left. So you can remember Louisiana starts with an L and it's shaped like an L. Tennessee starts with a T and it is the top of the T. The next diagram, go ahead and look at Virginia, VA. So Virginia is right here and West Virginia is right next to it. So we've got Virginia and West Virginia. The way you can remember West Virginia is because West Virginia on the very northern border, it looks like it's a W. So that's at the top of West Virginia, and it is west of Virginia. So they're right next to each other. And then down below, we all know where Florida is located. I hope you know where Florida is located because that's where we live. Okay, so going on to the next diagram. Okay, so we're going to remember these states that are right next to each other by remembering the acronym MAGS. So MAGS stands for Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, and South Carolina. So Mississippi starts with an M, Alabama starts with an A, Georgia starts with a G, and South Carolina starts with an S. So if you just remember MAGS, you'll remember which order they go in, because I still get these three right here confused. Mississippi, Alabama, and Georgia. So if you remember MAGS, you'll know the order. Oh, it's Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, South Carolina. And then once you find South Carolina, North Carolina is just to the north of it, which makes sense. So we have South Carolina, and right up above it is North Carolina. Okay, the last one, you just have to remember then Arkansas and Kentucky. And what I've always remembered about Kentucky, if you look carefully, it almost looks like a piece of fried chicken, like a fried chicken tender that you would get from the grocery store, or a restaurant. So I always think of Kentucky Fried Chicken is a restaurant that sells fried chicken. So I always remember that this state looks like a piece of fried chicken. So I remember it's Kentucky for Kentucky Fried Chicken. And then the only one left that you need to really remember is Arkansas over here. So I'm going to let you do the front page on your own, because if you use the diagrams that I just showed you that are on your second page, you'll be able to locate them and put them on your map. And you can also use a different map if you'd like, but you can do that front page on your own. Just make sure that each state begins with a capital letter and that you are spelling the state correctly. So when you're done, double check that it begins with a capital letter and they are spelled correctly. What I'm going to do with you is the capitals and abbreviations. So let's start with Alabama. Okay. Alabama has the abbreviation of AL. So I'm going to get out of this screen. And unfortunately, you're going to have to look at it at a small screen here. So I am going to move Alabama, AL, over to the abbreviations. So you can remember it because it's the first letter and it's the second letter, AL, Alabama. And then the capital city is Montgomery. So you can go ahead and write that in. And if you want to, you can always pause this video and then start it again when you're ready for the next one. Okay. Arkansas is the same thing as Alabama. It's the first two letters of its name. So the first two letters are AR, and the abbreviation is AR for Arkansas. Okay. And then the capital city is Little Rock. Okay. Two different ways I like to remember this one. I can say I saw a little rock. So Arkansas saw a little rock. Or if you know the story about the ark, you can say the ark landed on a little rock. So either way will help you remember that. Florida, you should know. Florida is capital F, capital L. Again, the first two letters of the state name, FL, FL. Now remember when you write abbreviations, both letters are capitalized. And do you know the capital city of Florida? Okay, if you said Tallahassee, you are correct. Okay, it's Tallahassee. All right, for Georgia. Georgia's abbreviations are a little bit different. Instead of the first two letters, it's the first and last letter. So GA, the first letter in Georgia and the last letter in Georgia. Okay, and then see if you can come up with the capital city for Georgia. You got it? Okay, if you said Atlanta, you are correct. So Atlanta, Georgia. Okay, then for Kentucky, it's the same as Georgia. It's the first letter of the state and the last letter of the state, KY for Kentucky. And see if you can guess the capital city of Kentucky. If you said Frankfort, you are correct. Okay, and I always think you can think of this two ways as well. You can say Ken made a fort, or Frankfurt is also, some people call hot dogs Frankfurts. And so I think of Kentucky Fried Chicken and hot dogs kind of going together. So you could think of it that way. So Ken built a fort, or Kentucky Fried Chicken and Frankfurt's hot dogs go together. All right, check out Louisiana. It is the same thing, first letter, last letter. So the abbreviation is LA. And then see if you can come up with the capital city of Louisiana. Okay, if you said Baton Rouge, you are correct. Okay, then let's go to Mississippi. Mississippi is actually the first letter and then one of the middle letters. It's MS. So M at the beginning and then there's an S in the middle, MS. And see if you can come up with a capital city. If you said Jackson, you are correct. And I remember this one. There's actually, you probably guys don't remember, the Jacksons. They were a music group, and I remember it by thinking of Miss Jackson in one of her songs. She said Miss Jackson. So Miss Jackson, Mississippi and Jackson. Then North Carolina is pretty easy because it is the first letter of each of the names. So North Carolina, NC. And the capital city, if you guessed Raleigh, you are correct. Okay, South Carolina is the same thing. The first letter of both words, whoops, is South Carolina, SC. And see if you can come up with the capital city. Okay, the capital city is Columbia, South Carolina. And you can think of Colombia is actually south of us. So Colombia, the country Colombia is located south of us in South America. So you can think of Colombia south. Okay, Tennessee. It is another one that has the beginning letter and then one of the letters from the middle, TN. And then see if you can come up with a capital city. It is Nashville. Okay, we got two left, Virginia and West Virginia. So of course, Virginia, it's the first letter and last letter, VA. And so then West Virginia, the abbreviation is going to be WV for each word, West Virginia. And then you've got two capital cities here, Richmond and Charleston. So which one goes with Virginia? If you said Richmond, you are correct. So an easy way I remember this one is Virginia could be a girl's name. So Virginia she went to Virginia to marry a rich man. So I think Virginia and a rich man. Virginia married a rich man. All right, West Virginia is the last one. So of course it is Charleston. And then you can see Virginia went west to meet Charles. So all kinds of funny different things you can use to help you remember capital cities and states. And these are your abbreviations. So go ahead and make sure you have all those written down and you can review those. Usually we have a test on these, but I am not going to be testing you, but instead I will be giving you a link to a game where it gives you a map and they tell you the state and you have to find it on the map. So it's kind of like a game / test that you'll be doing later. So make sure you are just looking over these, okay? All right, nice job, guys.